Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Mandalas of Iris. I'm very excited. This lady has some infinite patience. She's amazing. Predominantly works with mandalas, but she does watercolors and all sorts. And here she is now, just waiting for her to join us. Hi.
Hi,
Good
it's not about me,
morning.
it's about the message. Okay, hi. So yes, my name is Karen. I'm from Chile. I Santiago of Chile, capital. I've been living in England for 16 years, and I became an artist, and I started being an artist 3 years ago. I'm a mandala artist. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So I understand because you've exhibited with us twice, which has been fantastic. Thank you so much. Um, how sort of do you find working alongside doing your artwork? Because I know that you work and do your art like a lot of us, but how do you find that discipline to remain creative while you do other things?
Well, it's interesting because this is one of the questions I did thought about the answer of these questions because I was thinking. Um, I realized when I was answering this question to myself that it's not that I made time for my art. To me, I realized I made time for my work.
Ah, okay.
Art for me is I always thought the what I did the my art it was just not it is I find time for working. I find time to eat. I find time to do exercise, but creating, doing my art, doing the mandalas, that is something that is for me is like breathing.
Yeah.
I notice within myself there is cannot spend more than certain days without me creating a mandala because I really start feeling like I'm getting out of breath, and it's very interesting to accept that I'm more, I'm a creative person. I'm a creator more than anything, more than the worker. Even I'm a mother. I'm a mother of two children. So that made me a creator itself.
Yeah.
So for me, creating, it is, I don't make time. I do find to do everything else. Creating is what I am, is what I do, is just what I breathe creation. So yeah.
Good. Okay, so if we talk about in your artistic career specifically, what's been your proudest moment or a moment that stood out to you, a highlight in a really positive way?
I mean, as an artist who do mandalas, as a creator who create life, or as a creator who create a lifestyle, for me every time is a precious moment. Me as an artist, even what I creating within me with what I become is an art. So when that transmit to people in a conversation, when I share my experience, when people identified with whatever I do, that is my proudest moment as a creator, as a human being, because I managed to create a connection with somebody that is, wow, it is part of me. That is like a, this is what complete me. I'm a complete part. I'm the creator, but experience that sharing that with somebody is the completion of the whole creation itself, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I really like that answer. That's very, very thoughtful. Hmm. Very interesting, young lady. Very interesting. So, on the backside of all the sunshine, like what's been a moment for you potentially that's been really low or an uncreative time for you?
I mean,
Or your
for
serious
me,
moment?
it's always part of the creating. It was when I started because it's how I start to creating. Before I knew they could do this because as anything, many people will describe that I start using art as escape, because I start creating because I was in a space where I was physically, mentally abused. So the
Mm.
only place the only thing I had, it was that tiny space. And that tiny space, I have my mind and my pens and my piece of paper. So you start drawing patterns, because I never have like a proper education in art. So the only thing I knew was doing patterns, doing lines and circles, and I start playing with those and I start putting together, some putting colors. And that was my escape, really, my escape out of that tiny little space I was.
Mm. Amazing. Do you feel, as you look back over sort of your mandalas from that time to what you're creating now, can you sort of happily look back along that journey and see real points of your life? Because like you say, you create those every day. So I feel like they're very emotional, a lot of your mandalas. You can see, you know, some of them are more simplified at certain times and they get really, really detailed. So can you look back over your sort of body of work and see how that escape has sort of helped or furthered or hindered you? How's it been for you?
I mean, I must say, when I started the process of the mandalas, I started very chaotic. I was just hearts and circles and like a very simple lines, but very wide and very sprayed. And then somebody showed me the flower of life, and then boom, everything went ballistic, like a wow, my mental. But at the same time, it was the journey that I was having in my mind within myself, because at the same time is what happened, so called the I wake up. I had my awakening, and then I had the flower of life, and all this start putting together. Because mandalas for me is a language. It's a language itself. It's a language of the universe. And when every mandala is a message, I'm the writer, but there is the somebody there who know how to read.
Mm-hmm.
I just created it, just keep sending them. And the ability the mandalas gave me to me, it was reorganize my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So that moment from the beginning, when I started creating my art, and from now on, what I realize and you can notice is the order of the patterns and the dynamic that they have together, because it is not just putting patterns together, but also the balance within them. And that show also my state of mind, because the more complicated mandalas, the more like I have mandalas that they're just dotting all around, and it's insane the patience and the order the intricate have to have. But in my mind, it is necessary, because out of all the outside, so while the outside have to be chaos, inside have to be order, contain
Yeah.
order, disperse chaos. So the mandalas, it was my balance to come from both worlds. There is coming out of my mind into the society and my surround, because I was also in the same time I was going through a very, very, very challenging experience. I was having access to my kids, and
Mm.
because my kids, they were not with me, so going through the journey, ordering my ideas and going through this challenge, also being not able to see my kids and going through court and the whole process with them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's phenomenal for me. Mandalas, my introduction to them was obviously the being used as meditation in, I think it's in Buddhism, isn't it, where they do the mandalas out of sand. And it's like a type of meditation, like, you know, you draw it and then that's it, it's gone. And it's teaching you to not hold on to all of those things, because everything is temporary at the end of the day. So my introduction was a very temporary thing. I mean, I have a huge one tattooed up onto my head, onto my neck, because I absolutely adore them. I love to draw them. And what amazes me as well is, even if you're not creative, if you took a ruler and a pencil and literally just did it mathematically, you would still create an absolutely beautiful design. Because it's not that kind of trigonometry maths, but all that beautiful geometry has got phenomenal math behind it. You know what I mean? All these different measurements. And so for me, a mandala is an amazing way that you can get to really express what you're going through in the time. Like, I've seen yours go from really, really basic to like intricacy that makes me feel a bit sick. Like, there were parts I could only get to sort of the 8th drawing of yours and I felt sick. I was like, ugh. Not because it's disgusting. Please understand, it was so overwhelming because I sat there and I'm like, how on earth did you do this? And you haven't taken 100 years and you're here and there's 100 other ones that I've seen. And it's just mind blowing, the level of patience you have. And I think it's so incredible to have come from such a shit thing that happened to you. But I don't know how to not be grateful for that time, because it's allowed you to really know who you are. You're one of the most confident human beings that I know. The people around you that love you deeply. There isn't sort of oh yeah, Karen's nice. No, like, people properly love you that are around you. And it's an incredible thing to have. It's really good. Your circle is small, but but you're also really open to new people. You always have a big smile on your face in your exhibitions, and you have such a nice energy. Nice is terrible. You have a fantastic energy around your shows, and you're the first person to have thought of having food. This is how caring this lady is. We had like 6 exhibitions before Karen, and she brought food, and we were like, oh, other people.
Yeah, well, I have to give it to Carolee, my friend Carolee. She's a wonderful, wonderful human being. Well, you know what? I mean, mandalas for me, mandalas, people, we live in a world of concepts. And what I trying to show with mandalas is, yes, sometimes they can be very, very intricate, but mandalas, they can be so simple, like you said, from the very basic. And that, for me, a mandala, I always describe a human being as a mandala. We are mandalas. We are made of patterns, and not just patterns in the biological way, in the cellular way, but we are mandalas in the patterns that we see, that we hear, the actions that we create, that we express. And then you're a complete human being. And now I've been through this journey where just yesterday I've been became aware that I'm a completely human being. There were so many things I wanted to get rid of me. There were so many things I wanted to change, and I did change them. I did understand every single one. And mandalas helped me to do that way. Helped me to show. I mean, how many times we repeat a pattern? And we become that pattern, and then you ask that person to move that pattern a little slightly, the same pattern. And again, this is a person is doing this line over and over and over again in their life, and that is what the mandala does, over and over and over again. And then you ask them, just make the line a little bit like that, the same line, just a little bit like that. Just try. Boom. Oh man, it's like, oh, it's a whole new thing. Like, yeah, you see, it's just like a mandala show you that it's like in such a short, physical and practical way, show you that you can do that in your mind. Yeah. That is what I love, the practicability of mandala.
Yeah, it's fantastic to get lost in a lot of what you do. My sister also, I think there's, like I say, you can pick up a ruler and you can do a mandala. But I watch people like you, my sister, who just can make a mandala. Like, just, and it looks almost 3D, and the way that you've layered it and stuff. And I think there's something like, the more sort of together people I know, they're able to create these fantastic patterns. And as sort of chaotic as, sometimes it can be around you, I still feel like you found a level of peace, which is really, really nice. And I think it's through that thoughtfulness of those mandalas every day. I mean, some people use them as actual prayer. And,
Yeah.
you know, it can be prayer or meditation, whatever you want to call it, but it's so important to spend that time. You know, I love your answer that you make time to go to work, to go to the bathroom, to go eat. Your art is just always there. And I think that obsession about it, it really comes through because you're able to create such intricate patterns, and I can see you're on the verge of something very different. And I'm very excited for this next phase because I feel, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that through the exhibitions you've got a little bit more confidence and a little bit more focus, and I'm really excited to see you a little less limited, if I can say that.
Oh man, I have to say that I'm so grateful for you guys. Like,
Very grateful for you.
no, honestly, I used to think, I used to observe these people since this interview. This is my first interview anyway about being an artist. So for me, it's like, wow, I met it. You know, even in my world, even in my little world, even in my so close friends and everything, I made it. It's like, it's like, you know, and the thing is that you guys been so supportive, and it's like, it's incredible the space that you gave me to experimenting and to try and to just to be happy, because it's everything got together. Like I said, when I met you, it was like I was ready to think, okay, yes, I'm ready to do this, and then ready, but it's like at the little, okay, I'm ready, I can jump, but I will not jump, so can you push me?
We're happy to push artists. We really are.
Yeah.
Right off the cliff. Bye.
Yeah, you know, I know I have my equipment. I know they're ready. I know I can fly. I know that I have my wings. I know I have everything. I know I'm in the edge of the things. Like, yeah, can you push me, please?
We're so happy to. We're so happy to. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm really excited to see what's going to be the next evolution, because I feel like something like bigger. I don't know why, but the word just big always appears when I'm looking at your work lately.
well, the idea is now that I'm creating this program. There is
Mm.
6 weeks course, a kind of course, but it is more for me. It's like a showing what a mandala can do to your mind, how you can use a mandala as a tool, not just because right now I know that we have a lot of coloring books, mandala books, but really how it's like you have the machine and you have the tool, and then they are like okay, they have to work together, and then
Yeah.
you know, people find some solution because they can find some attachment. But what I would like to encourage people is like a proper use of the tool. It's like a where to fix it, where to look at it. Like, okay, if you look for rounds, okay, observe why you look for rounds. If you're observe your mandala, you know, don't critique your mandala, create your mandala and observe it. What it feel comfortable, what it not feel comfortable, and then transmute that into themselves. You
Yeah.
know. So then little by little, with every new pattern that they create, they can be encouraged to create a new pattern in their life, you know. So it has to be something so together. The people, when at the 6 weeks, one will be colors, will be showing colors. So this week people will show colors, the patterns, the textures, or whatever, and then people will understand, and they will have to see why they choose that. There is something deeper, why it is not just because nothing is just, you know, everything is an expression of ourselves in one way or another. And mandalas can be replicated. They can be very, 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 very good tool to do that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think that course sounds fantastic. I'm excited to see how you put it together, because I think, like, for me, they can be so hit and miss. So I'm really excited because you have such a bubbly personality. It's going to be really exciting to see how you portray that. It's going to be cool. So now that we're in this horrific lockdown, obviously some people are taking it better than others. How how have you found this sort of time as a creative, as an artist?
Oh man, as a creator, having time, like a what? It's like a what? I mean, I cannot be happier. Like I do understand, I do respect what is happening all around. I do take my measures. I mean, to respect others they are going through.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm a creator, and I have time, and I have time for myself, and it's not just the lifestyle, but the noise and the whole pressure is such a wow, it's just such a breathe. There's like a and now I'm getting more active too, because I realize this that is what the lockdown did me. It's like it put me active, and it's for me it's like a wow. It's been for me as a creator, time is what you need as a creator, time and space, and I have that, and yeah, I come here happier, to be
Yeah.
honest, respecting of course
Well, of
what.
course, and that's the thing for me as well. I also sometimes feel, you know, I am incredibly grateful that, like you say, the whole of London has slowed down. This doesn't happen. Christmas, it doesn't happen. There's nothing that slows London down at all. So it's been quite amazing to be just having that walk around. I mean, I live in the suburbs, so I don't really see the central London like, oh, no people. But it's nice to just be slower and more thoughtful when you go shopping, and people are taking pictures of trees that have been there the whole time they've lived where they live. But they're like, look at this tree. And I'm like, yes, look around you, but I get it. Like, you're at work, you're walking 10,000 steps, and you go home, you're exhausted, you think you've been creative, but have you? So that's nice to not have that stress, because, but then it also indicates like we're doing something wrong. Because everyone is so concerned with being creative, mental health, exercise. And I'm like, this is not our fundamental, like for you, creativity is breathing. But the rest of the world don't, like now it's really important. Don't lose your mind, do something creative. And I hope after this we're like, okay, well, creative stuff's really important. Can we throw some money at it? Can we bring it to more people? So I'm hoping that something changes, because we're all having a much, or not everyone, but people who are safe and have a nice home are really finding time to know who they are, to enjoy their life. Because
Well,
so cut before.
well, for me, I mean, what I've been seeing, we always knew there was something wrong. We knew.
Mm,
I mean, we are not going through this process as a mass consciousness because we know that it's right, or we feel that it's right. We knew that it was wrong.
mm,
I always saw now I understand that we always been keeping ourselves so focused in the problem and the solutions, and in the problems instead of finding solutions, or even solutions like a better ideas.
yeah,
Because it's not even finding solutions to the problem. If we start finding better ideas for our way of living, if we find better ideas for how we trade, better ideas how to produce, and then we teach everything else. We just teach it. We don't have to keep that, and that is what as a creative person is like a creating new ways, new ideas instead of finding solution. I'm not archaeologist. I don't have to find a solution for a problem that is being put in there for centuries. No, I'm a creative person. I'm here to create new ways, new ideas, new world, new concepts. And that is what I think. So in this lockdown, people is like people. I know that people use the word finding because yes, they don't. Then we've been using the word creating so little because
mm,
the word creating is being so associated for just a specific group. There will be artists or whatever, you know.
yeah,
Nobody's saying that they're a creative person because make a meal.
mm.
Making a meal is creating something. So we have to
100%.
we have to change how we speak the word, the creation. The people, they're an artist when they make a dish. They're an artist when they paint a piece of paper. They're an artist because they do muscles in their body. They're an artist because they practice something. They are artists of themselves. Yep. So we have, as a society, we have to change the way we use those words so everybody become a creator and they own the creation and so on and so on. So
yeah.
I think
I have the same argument with people when they say they can't draw. And I say, well, there's people with no arms that have a paintbrush in their mouth and they create beautiful things. But their drive is to create, and nobody can tell them that they can't. And someone's told you that you can't, and you need to address who told you, why did they tell you, was it an authentic thing, or were they just jealous of your skill? Because I find so many people will be turned off a creative path or accepting their creator inside because they didn't draw it as perfectly as someone else, not understanding that maybe they drew in their style, which realist artists are desperate to kind of come up with their own sort of, you can see I did that. And then you have people who have it and it's beaten out of them with a cruel word. And it's like, but if you have something that can hold a paintbrush, you can paint, you can do these things. But the confidence is stripped away from these people so early on in school. Like, you've got to be free to be able to, like, accept there's all different types of jobs in the creative industry. There's all different types of careers that you can have. You can be an artist, but you have to put in the work. You know, you have been doing mandalas for years. There's a dedicated process there. You can't just do one painting and I'm like, oh, I'm an artist.
Yeah, but
no,
I mean,
you got to put in the work.
What is an artist too? Is like, for me, an artist is I mean, for me now, I can call myself an artist because it makes more simplified to express what I do.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm many things. I'm so many things. For me, if you tell me, I'm a mandala drawer. I draw mandalas. That is what I do. But people call that being an artist. Okay, call me an artist. And then the people like, I'm a mandala. So you're an artist. Okay, I'm an artist. So I call myself. And it took me so long time to call myself an artist. Because for me, in my perception, artists was the one who have these massive paintings and they have these things in a studio. Exactly. Like, now an artist because I did an exhibition, not just one, 2 exhibitions, you know. Now I have two. Okay, you know. But if we have to play that game, that thing, yes, I'm an artist. But for me, everybody's an artist.
No, 100%. But I mean, even just having that confidence for you to now say, okay, I'm an artist. But people have been calling that mandala drawing artists for a long time. But only now does it resonate with you, that confidence to say, yeah, I'm an artist. Many other things, of course. Don't want to limit you. But in that, you know what I mean?
Confidence is like a comfortable, like a more comfortable, like okay, like I give up, I give up calling myself, like I give up calling myself I'm a mandala drawer, I'm an artist, okay, like you know it was easier to set up, you know it's like because for me honestly people I notice myself that every time that I put a logo or a name on myself, then my mind unconsciously and subconsciously, and then I see myself doing it, how my mind I start trying to put myself in those boxes, you know, and it happened, and people are so unaware they happen. Your mind do that. It's like, okay, now, I'm sexy, so I'm going on a date, so I have to be sexy. So then you go and you put your little dress, you put your makeup, and you put yourself in the sexy box, and then you try to fix all the little boxes that box requires for you to be sexy.
you know, and then it's like so when people say you're an artist, I'm like oh my god, so that means that I will have to have like an exhibition, I will have to have interview, I will have to sell my things. Oh my gosh, and now I start ticking all the little boxes. You know, so it's like when I tick all the little boxes, I come back to be a creator and okay, call me an artist, whatever. I tick the boxes.
Oh, that's so awesome. So now that you're having all this time to create during this pandemic, are you working on a specific project at the moment, or is it just sort of very free and easy?
Oh, ladies, it's just I'm not been stopping. I stop. Just give me 1 second because I.
You can have a few. Sip of tea time.
Okay, so I started by doing that beautiful piece. It's very big. It's one of the biggest ones I've been doing lately.
Yeah.
And I started with crochet.
I saw that the other day. Oh, wow.
So it's a whole thing. Okay, with this one, I just know how to do crochet. The whole mathematical thing is just me trying. You know, I don't know. I didn't follow anything because I find that it was in all this time that I have, it was way more interesting to me find out how this work out. You know, I have the
Yeah.
basic knowledge. So then I start playing, and then like, oh, I did too many. Oh, I did too many. A little, like, oh, like, I'm going like that, like, and then I start embroidering also a piece. There is I found this, but I didn't find it. I took it from a restaurant, you know, like a Chinese restaurant. This give you like a towel, like a
Yeah.
those. So I'm embroidering. Can you see it?
They're very lovely.
So I'm going to make a mandala here, and then I'm going to make flowers all around here. So go to the
Okay,
old.
guys, what I have to show you is this woman has, when I talk about patience, just you guys wait until I show you this. This is done through paper, not material, not easy like the rest of these people out here. Wait till I show you this. Sorry. Need to find it in the old Instagram quickly. Ah, here we go. Now, what you guys have to appreciate is if she messes up just one of those bits of stitching through paper, hello, can we appreciate it? That's the whole thing ruined. So I can't wait to see what you're able to produce when you can actually unpick it, be a bit more rough. That's going to be incredible.
You know what? And it's funny because each process, because with this one is like a I'm a machine. It's like a zzz. I don't even go to the toilet. It's like a constant like a. But with embroidery, it's like you have to have the time. It's like I cannot
Yeah,
rush. I have to because I'm also so I'm a perfectionist, what they would so call it, but I realize that nothing can be perfect because I'm so imperfect. So, and somebody told me you cannot reach perfection, but by look out for perfection, you will reach
excellent.
excellence.
Hmm.
Yes, something. And man, I didn't know, and nobody. We think we really think that we are more connected to people. I didn't know how my mind was and thinking, the expansion of my imagination until I started to interact with people and I start really open myself to and art. It helped me to do that to open and when I start talking about my art and my own mind with it, people start expressing themselves and talking about their own minds and that show me my capacity of my own imagination and how I could relate to other people because my art is not just me about creating but also connecting with people who've been going through abuse, who've been going through trauma, who've been going through just creating process. I mean it's my art and what I create in mandalas for me is and everything I do within myself is just connecting because that is how I know myself, by connecting with other people. So with other people, and it's beautiful what I see.
No, it's really, it's nice to be one of the people that have connected with you, because you are so genuine, and you know, if there's something you can help with, you're on the case, you know what I mean? You're always trying to connect people, and you know, even the way that you greet people is so lovely. Like, hello, gorgeous. Hello, beautiful. And I'm like, oh, if I did that, it would just sound a bit creepy. So I'm working on it. I'm working on opening up to those compliments that don't sound sarcastic as anything. But I think it's beautiful, like, to be able to create, you know, from such a horrific space, a sense of who you are and what you want to share with the universe, and how you are so open to the idea of being intrinsically connected to one another is really, really beautiful. Then it really comes through in your artwork as well. It's fantastic. It's nice how that shines through you.
I mean, when you realize, I mean, when we have all these experiences that been happen to us, I mean, you have in there like ingredients for a soup, you know, and then you decide what kind of soup you want. And for me, to be honest, if I have such a bad soups in the past, they just wanted to create something beautiful. They everybody wanted to try it, and they wanted to taste it, and they wanted to be happy to eat it and enjoy it, and they were going to share it as a family, you know. So the ingredients they in my past show me is just, they were there just to show me what I didn't wanted to share, that what I didn't wanted for people to be out there. So that is what I get out of my art. I mean, my art is everything that I wanted to share. Is my art is my light. My art is my way of expressing my love and my sorry. I'm sorry, but no sorry. I never understood until now. For me, before my art, it was just doodles. They were message for somebody who will. I never realized how much love I put, but that not in my art, but in everything.
Yeah, you are a light, Karen. I can't. You guys have to meet her one day when we're allowed outside, because you really have this deep capacity to really care, and I can sense that there's been a lot of time where people haven't cared about you, and that's an incredible thing to come from a place where, you know, you have been really hurt, and to still be someone who's a light to be around instead of a darkness. It's really easy to be a dark, miserable, depressed asshole. It's so much harder to authentically fight for that happiness. And I can tell you've worked really, really hard through your artwork and through your life to create a space where you can shine and not sound arrogant like you're standing there like, hi, I've arrived. But a little bit you should be like that, I feel, because you have this incredible talent and you are a creator. I think that is a better word than an artist, maybe. And I'm so, so excited that that's how you found your ways through art, and how you've shared that with us in such a raw, beautiful manner that I find it's really inspirational. It makes me want to talk about the things that I've been through with a lot more ease, because it does help when other people are going through a shit time and they can see someone who's been through a shit time and they're not acting shitty. So many shits in one sentence, but you know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm sure you have your down days and you get mad and ragey. I mean, you're from Chile. You're going to have those moments, I'm sure. But
actually, funnily enough, the mandalas, I do know so-called rage moments, but
well, maybe.
I do have very strict moments, like this is how it is, and that's it. But the rage moments, they're completely wrong. I mean, when and the mandalas, the fashion and everything, but when you know what? When you said it's easier to be a grumpy fucker. It's very easy. You know,
Yeah.
it's very easy to just lay down in the couch and complain. But nobody tell you how fun it is to be live. Nobody tell you how fun and free it is just going around and smile people and just clueless, leave them clueless while you're going into the underground, and you just go in and give them a smile, and they start like, what the fuck is that? It's like, and you clueless them with nothing but a smile, and it's so fucking funny, you know, just for the fun of it. And then you start thinking, and then like, and when they answer you back like with a smile, and then yeah, man, and then you start thinking, he got the groovy, and then you start finding out how you shoot people. You know,
100%.
and
that,
like you say,
yeah.
I've been so deprived from so much love in my life before. I was so deprived from care and respect and so many things. So I couldn't just stay where I was to people come and give me the respect and the connection. We all think they deserve because we were having this experience. I thought, okay, you know what, fuck it. I was sitting there like, okay, nothing here. Okay, let's start moving. So you start moving and you start meeting people, like, and you start being myself. And okay, let's meet my people. My people will smile back when I smile in the underground, you know. So. And then you say, yeah, that is one of mine. Yeah, that is my people. Yeah, you know, and then the other ones you just get muscles, and the other ones you make it the day, and you know, so this is the fun of it, but not the fun for just other people, but the fun to make the experience of life, like if we life is all we have, okay. Why not to make it fun? Why not to make it entertaining? Why not to make it smile and lively and dancing? And why not, man? It's so fucking simple. It's so, and this is what it can be all the time. This fucking simplicity. Oh, sorry, my language. Pardon my French.
No, carry on.
The simplicity of it. You know, it is not even. It's honestly, it's so simple.
But it is that decision, you know, that I'm not going to be grumpy in front of other people. Like, be grumpy on your own. And I know it sounds really easy, but you could be coming across someone going through such a worse time than you. And for them to think, oh, they're complaining about this, and it's not even, not to take away from anyone's trauma, don't get me wrong, but you have that decision to make when dealing with people who are acquaintances. You can make their day, or you can just be another grumpy arsehole on the underground. So, you know, that decision and that choice is always key.
Oh, but we all, you know what? I notice that we all do those choices every single day. Example, we, you know, sometimes we choose to smile the pretty guy who is next to us in the underground. We know we are grumpy all the fucking day, but the guy next to me is like, and then you smile like, and you give the cutest, beautiful smile of all, you know, and but it's, you know, it's like, yeah, exactly, you know. So we all have the selectiveness to be kind with somebody on the day, or even if that coworker, even if it's your friend, your sister, or whatever in the house, you always choose to be kind with somebody. You always choose to. We always kind with somebody, or we choose to put all that shit on somebody else. I think so. What I do is just my selectiveness is in give smiliness and kindness is way very, very, very wide, while my selectiveness to allow who will step in my line is very, very, very limited. And that is where is the balance for me. It is my love. Everybody can have my love, you know, but the thing, only few. you know, the balance.
No, exactly. And of course, with the few people around you, you still need to express those dark thoughts or those horrible moments. But like you say, that choice when you're going out in the world with people who don't matter, not that they don't matter as human beings, but they're not in your everyday. That smile could be everything to improve their mood, give them some confidence, just some kindness. Like, it could do so much more, and it's so uncool. It's like, You're having fun. That's so uncool. And now I'm like, nah, dude, it's all about fun. I don't care anymore. When we get out of this, if people are still going to carry on all pompous and up their own arse, I'm like, nah, man, don't have time for that. Not today. But now we come to my favorite question.
Yeah.
If there is no money, no geography, no government control, what is the dream for Mandalas of Iris? What is the dream?
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
If if it was no government, or it was just no frontiers, or it
Nothing.
was no.
Have the run of whatever you want. It's your dream. You could go to Mars if you really want to. If you're done with Earth.
My body really can do that. I'm already have the ability to do that. I mean, what tells you that anything to stop me? I mean, what kind of question is that? I
A
have
more realistic one
no
then.
idea. You know what? Look, I have no dream because I am the dream.
Ah, what an answer.
You know, I don't have a dream because I
One
am the dream.
answer.
Thank you very much. And I live my dream every day, and I live myself every day, and I experience myself every day, and whatever come out of this, okay,
Yeah.
whatever, let's bring it, because I'm living my dream right now. I live in this beautiful experience it calls for life. I am a mother. I have beautiful, like a wonderful relationship with my two children. For the ones who are watching, I have a 19-year-old boy.
Exactly. Hello. Hello. Doesn't
Hello. And I have a wonderful
care. When I
relationship.
met him, I was like, this is a whole adult.
I am, yeah, and I'm the size of and I'm the size of a middle child. I'm a grown-up adult in the size of a.
Yeah, Karen's pocket size for convenience. You just pop it in your pocket and go.
Yeah, I'm size. So yeah, I'm living the dream, to be honest, and like few days ago, I realized how complete I am, because just came out of the game in the mind that we play with, having the soul partner, the complete partner, the forever ever eternal. And then I realized the me I'm complete,
Mm.
because no one male can fulfill that, because I'm
Yeah.
way too big.
But I don't think I think what society has done in training us that there's this one person that can fulfill everything. What an incredible pressure. What
It's
an
terrible.
incredible pressure for your partner to satisfy you sexually, emotionally. Like,
And
it's a lot for one
for you
person.
to satisfy them too. Like a,
Exactly. That's exhausting. You need to be a full person with your own interests and your own things going on for sure, 100%. Because you're gonna die alone. Maybe there's someone holding your hand, but you've got to be a good version of you already, for sure.
I would not die alone. Trust me. As soon as I'm like people will be open the doors for me. People don't even go to wait for me to leave this body. They will take my body with me. Okay, it's time. Come on. There's too much time here, baby. Come on.
Definitely not. We love you.
I will not die on my own. So I will not die alone. Trust me. I know that. I own that one. I own that one. But yeah, no. I mean, I think so. As a society, it's really sad what we done to ourselves in this
Mm.
society. I will not blame the system. I will, I take full responsibility for how I indoctrinate myself and how I conditioning myself. And with the same responsibility, I unconditioning myself, and then I start conditioning myself with the patterns that I wanted in my life, like a healthy lifestyle, healthy life choices. So yeah, and understand that this is an experience, and it's a beautiful experience. I mean, honestly, people, I mean, how would you explain somebody who are watching you from the other side, okay, that you were there, but in the other side of them, did it all the journey from there. How you explain that? And then you explain it with a fucking beautiful smile in the face, and then and then the looking that, but you come from there, but then you were going that way from it's fucking how? I mean, honestly, how? I wanted this interview to try to see if I could explain a little bit, because you explain this kind of thing when you have one-to-one conversations, because when you're trying to do, I do a lot of videos on Facebook, on my Facebook, about my own journey, how I kind of decode the brain, like in a way decode the brain system, the how the tricks trick you and everything. But how you explain that, how you explain to somebody, do art,
Yeah.
be a smile, do not allow to anybody to take your happiness away. How you explain that from here when they think that you always been here, that you grow up here?
Yeah. Well, we're running on 1 more minute. So before Instagram destroys us and kills us, Karen, this has been amazing. Thank you so, so much. And we'll definitely do one of these in a few months' time to see how all of your stuff's developing. All of the stuff on Hanway Stories today is Karen's on Mandalas of Iris. Please go have a look, follow her, and just enjoy the journey. You are so amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very, very much for your support. Thank you so much for
no
this space.
problem. Have a
everyone who watched and
yay! It's up for 24 hours, guys. Have a great rest of your day, lovely. Ciao.
Thank you very much. Ciao. Bye.